Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll be speaking to you about just two things that you need to do if you travel very frequently or if you fly long distances, particularly. Now, one of the things that people may not realize is that just as you have a pumping machine that pumps water from deep underneath the ground, in other words, if you have a borehole, water is pumped from underneath the ground into your overhead tank and then it supplies the house. What we may not realize is that as we walk around, our legs also have some degree of pumping action, and so blood that is in our lower limbs will be pumped by that action back to the heart. It's important that we pay attention to this because if you fly over say long distance flight, if you're always sat throughout the journey, what you may not realize is that you are setting the stage for one of the reasons why blood will clot. Usually blood flows freely, just like water. However, the viscosity of blood is definitely higher than water. And so when you are flying or traveling over a long distance and you're not moving, what happens then is that you create stasis, in other words, reduced mobility, less pumping action from the muscles of your lower legs or your lower limbs, particularly your legs, and so blood clots. And so people develop what is referred to as a thrombus, which is a blood clot in the vessel. Just to mention that two things that are particularly important to do when you fly or travel long distance flights or even long distances. Number one, if you're high up in the sky, do your best to walk around from time to time. Number two, ensure that you don't take too much sugary drinks. The reason being that sugary drinks will definitely make you pass more water. And if you're not drinking adequate amounts of water, you run a risk of becoming dehydrated and then increasing the chance for blood to clot. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, you have a situation where somebody has flown a very long distance, arrives at his destination, everybody is happy, everybody is glad, and then he looks whole and well, hale and healthy, and the next day you hear this person has died. What has occurred? Number one, in the course of flying over that long distance and then possibly not moving a lot. Number two, perhaps taking a lot of sugary drinks. Number three, maybe not drinking adequate amounts of water. Number four, having other medical conditions that can predispose to blood clot. At the end of the day, the person develops deep vein thrombosis. I've discussed that in a previous video. The deep vein thrombosis means that there's blood clot in the vessel. Overnight, the person goes to sleep. That clot dislodges, is moved to the heart, and then it gets to the lungs and then gets trapped in the lungs, causing pulmonary embolism, which is potentially life-threatening. And so the next time, please pay attention when you travel. Thank you.